We had a crazy first game of the day, Game 5, Round 11. What's up for grabs here for the second game? Enigma6, Reciprocity. Benson, a chance to guide you through the action. Thoughts on this one?
Well, these two teams played at Fort Worth, and so Reciprocity, obviously, me and you, Game 5 Kings. That's all we cast. Reciprocity, Game 5 Kings at Fort Worth. But when they played E6, E6 3-0.
Okay.
So there was two series that Reciprocity had that did not go to Game 5. This was one of them. And I will say, as far as like the Game 5 or the 3-0 goes, wasn't really close. It's like 250, 226 in hardpoint. And then it got really, it spiraled out of control from there. So E6 just had the magic against Reciprocity to whatever it's going to be. But then Reciprocity outplaced them. So who really knows?
Really won, right? That's the irony of our events, for sure. But in terms of our series, the one thing I'm looking forward to the most is going to be that Game 3 control, because E6 yesterday looked phenomenal. But in terms of the maps, I believe, are we going to see a frequency? How does the map set look?
It is a gridlock on the outer edges of the Oreo, and then the stuffing is going to be nothing but Arsenal.
Okay, so 3 Arsenals in the middle. And then the gridlocks on the end. So gridlock hardpoint, Arsenal search, Arsenal control, Arsenal hardpoint, and a gridlock search if we need a 4 and 5. Do you think we do need that 4 and 5 today, though? Obviously,
yes. Yeah, no, 100%. I think we need that Game 5. Yes, without a doubt.
Right. Well, we'll see. We'll see how things go. But a gridlock hardpoint to kick things off. Excited to see, of course, that Reciprocity yesterday. They looked okay for me. Enigma6, I would say, honestly, may have looked a little bit better for my liking, at least.
I am at this point in the year where there is maybe, I don't know, 2 teams I could think of that when they play, I'm like, yeah, they're going to lose. And then I don't even know if there's really a single team that at this point I expect to win. Really, there isn't. Because even LG coming off the win, they still have matches they had in the Pro League where I was like, look, yeah, you give them the edge, but it's not clear cut. So I think everyone is going to be competitive. I think we are going to see, the Game 5s aren't going to stop. It's not that me and you are cursed with Game 5s. It is this year is just the most competitive we've ever had. We had that tagline for World War II. It's not like it got worse, so it's just going to get better and better. At some point, we're going to have a 23-game series before we have to see differentiation between teams.
I'm going to wait for JP to work out the stats.
Of how many
casters Game 5 percentage.
It's definitely beyond 70%. I'm putting it in the low to mid 80s.
I don't think we're cursed. I think we're blessed.
Yeah, okay, so cursed isn't the right word. Not the right way to phrase that.
You would say it's Game 5 cursed, though, yes, but...
I will say, compared to Merc and Maven, we had to have casted probably roughly the same number of series, but twice the amount of Call of Duty. Oh my God.
Easily at this point.
Or 30% more. Something absurd. Actually, yeah, JP, you figured that one out.
Yeah, there you go.
The amount of game time.
Because what's funny is when you even did the desk work, I had Game 5s with Nameless, too.
Did you actually?
So, yeah, so just as an individual, it's just...
So it's you, then.
I am the issue, apparently. Or if you're a neutral and you just love COD esports, and there you go. You love a good Game 5. Who doesn't love a good Game 5? Anyway, enough of us waffling on. Reciprocity, Enigma6, Game 1 underway. What are we going to get off the rip? Well, for Rec, of course, this is a map that we've seen him have a ton of success on. We go back to Fort Worth. It was basically a 4v5. They were able to win. He's 6, though. Throwing everything in the kitchen sink at them straight off the rip. And General already a 3-0 start for him, working on some streaks.
Yeah, call me crazy, but I think that was a Reciprocity player. We heard screaming nice from back. So I was watching General get 3 kills. I heard someone scream nice, and I was like, I don't think General's that type of player. I think he's a fairly calm guy. But hey, if he's screaming, nope, it's the team dying that is happy with the results. But either way, General, not slowed down. 140 points off streaks. He has a SOG. He's got an ICR. He's got whatever he needs, except maybe a little bit of help from the teammates who, of course, well, they're busy with the rotations.
As Brits, we're very polite, you know? General gets a 3-piece Reciprocity. Nice! Good job, bro. Good job. We'll get you back. Don't worry about it. The current lead, though, 26-10. As the rotation comes through, E6 already there. Picking up gunfights all around the map as well. For Reciprocity, they are spawning so far out, but a big win from Zed on Diabolic means they can push through and put some pressure on the backside of the map for P2.
Kismet does get taken down, so a little bit of clearance towards the front, but that just means you're taking tough gunfights. It looks like Reciprocity want to get maybe a 5-man surge roughly at the same time, unless they can find an opening kill or two, and Wuskins does pick up Chino. Kismet does get stunned, and this is where the swarm comes in. Players get into post, and this is problems for the players in the hill. Now you got to watch your back as, well, Tommy's going to get picked off. And it looks like E6 doing a really good job to stabilize. They dealt with the pressure, they've dealt with the confusion, and Frosty able to get that final kill as well, so that is going to be a full 60.
E6
every single point.
They're running through Reciprocity right now, and Reciprocity cannot hang on. It was a solid start from Tommy yesterday, if you remember, on this map. It was, I think, a 12-2 start. This time, 2-6. Very, very different, that's for sure. And E6, not only do they get the full time, they've rotated, and they've won the rotational fights as well. Shawnee has to go big in showers, has the support of a teammate, and the hip fire just enough. Diabolic is still there, though. Will be traded out. And Reciprocity can breathe a big sigh of relief. Finally, they get their foot in the door here in terms of points.
Oh, this is where E6, though, might just storm through. They're able to get the first 2 kills, looking for more. Wuskin's inside the hill. Well, his teammates have showers. He only's got to stare at this single door. And, well, he finds 2. His teammates get the rest. The nice bounce back that Reciprocity needs. Of course, it does help to make sure someone's inside the hill. Well, they're going to leave that one guy by himself. Dylan's just going to hang out as the rest of the team surges forward. Keep in mind, it looks like Chino's going on a flank to try to get this guy out of the hill. So an important 1v1. Dylan has the Sog up close. Chino wins the gunfight. So E6, that's not even scrap time again. That's 23 seconds they just fought for. But Reciprocity, at the very least, get the spawns.
Working towards some streaks as well. 320 away. Has the support of Tommy trying to bait for him. But Tommy's just that good. He's winning the gunfights anyway. So it doesn't really matter. He needed as bait. Finally, he falls. Wuskin thought about going in. Stun out, doesn't connect, but there's 3 plays from E6 putting pressure on the backside of the map, and Wuskin's in trouble. He will fall. That's why you do have the early hill time as the flank from Dylan comes through. There's one, not going to find the second. Shawnee's still in a position to slow down E6, put pressure on the backside of the map. But now the pressure really coming through the B Street side. Rec still have the hill, but Chino ready and waiting to pounce at any moment. It's 11-5 start for him. And he is wearing the beanie today as well, Chance.
Beanie Chino, again, is a different animal, and honestly, just staying alive in the back is so massive because then he can work with his teammates to get inside the hill. Of course, once you get in the hill, you still have to win the gunfights, and it looks like Reciprocity is going to be able to come out on top, and well, a couple players need to start heating up just a little bit. Dylan at 5 and 12, not having the best of opening breaks, couple hills, but maybe going to start to turn things around, but of course, Chino has been on point, 14 and 7. Someone's got to slow him down, and I don't know who the man for the job is.
Neither do I. E6 106 to Reciprocity 69. New hill, no streaks to break for either team. The hard point is contested, but that's a clean 3 dead. And Reciprocity will be able to earn themselves a little bit more hill time. So despite the massive lead E6 were able to accomplish in the first 2 hills, Rec have done a good job of just coming back into this, keeping it close. As the gunfight's on the hill. So they should go back in favor of Reciprocity. Wuskin there still contested, 107 to 81 as they deal with Kismet, the final player from E6. They could potentially tie this game up for a chance.
Right back into the swing of things. Reciprocity able to hold on for the moment inside the hill. E6 though, a couple bodies. The problem is no one watched hole in the wall, and well, the car might do damage, but none of the other players are. So again, Reciprocity right back in it. And you got to point it out again. They did win this map, and I'm going to say this every time I cast them over Gridlock. Yeah. Won the map with the player that dropped 3 kills for 90% of the game and then picks up a 2-piece with a grass slam at the end.
9% of the game.
So yeah, exactly. So if they can basically win a 4v5, granted one player's probably bait, but you have to imagine if they're all performing fairly well, they're going to be a solid Gridlock team. And, well, they get a lot of time on first. They get the rotation over towards second. And this is where E6 had all of their success at the start of the game.
And it is important to note, we're going to bring it up a lot, but it's not as if his EKAs were astronomical either. I think it was, what, 7 EKAs?
I feel so bad for Zed because every time it's just he's going to get roasted for it. Every time.
Oh, but then when he plays better, it's like, well, look at how much he's improved. And he's 13 and 12 here, doing his thing. And because of that, Reciprocity, they've taken the lead. But for how long? Tied game, 117, 26 seconds left of P2. Contested. The gunfight sloppy, but it looks like E6 may be able to walk away with it. Grav Slam available for Kismet, doesn't need to use it. Rec forced to rotate, but Diabolic is going to be there with the support of General. It's a 2v4. It's hard for E6. Now it's a 1v4. Vision Pulse popped. General goes down. Rec, they win the fight on rotation.
Yeah, Vision Pulse pop it, everyone dies. If you get countered with the Vision Pulse in hardpoint, you can still just play hyper-aggressive and just afford the gunfights of bait and switch, get some trades. If they have to reload, it doesn't matter if you can see through walls. So that's Vision Pulse gone, Reciprocity in the hill. Now you got the War Machine, finds one, Flak is there, but does it matter? Well, saves the second player's life for the moment, but it's Chino by himself. Dylan takes him down, and this is an incredibly strong hold so far for Rec. And again, they dealt with the vision to make it happen.
Oh, Tommy's just absolutely flying at Kismet. He earns himself the Lightning. I said it, obviously he started off very well yesterday. It was a slow start today, but he started to heat up once again. 20-14. The Lightning earned. Can he find the Hellstorm? And EKIA would be wonderful around about now. Hell, just take the kill instead. Hellstorm has been earned. Wreck finally fall, but they're still in the hill, turning Tree into a full 60 again. It's all about the rotation, though. 2 players from E6 ready and waiting. 3 for Reciprocity. Still, Kismet has held onto that grab slam, and if he'd used it earlier on, you could argue he might have got himself a second.
And obviously now that Tommy has these streaks in hand, which I think he got streaks on this map yesterday. I was going to say you have him for first. He wants to use them here. Well, you spot the players in the hill, but that's exactly where you expect him to be, but you force him inside so you can fly to the back. You got players coming from old. You got players pushing past new just to get these spawns. The gunfight's starting to go their way. Chino in the back trying to do what he can. He gets taken down, and Reciprocity off the back of the streak to get the spawns, break inside the hill.
And I really like that streak. A lot of people look at it and say, well, he didn't get any kills. What was the point? But you summed it up perfectly. He forced everybody inside so he could go outside and the rest of the team could flood, block the spawns, and then be more strategic at breaking the hill. And they've done just that. 176, 149, 20 seconds. In flies Dylan. He trades out General. Bear in mind, throughout that chaos, the Purifier was used. The Grab Slam was used for E6 as well. And now, with 1 extra streak available for Tommy the Lightning, he could really put this game to bed on this first hill.
And just to go further with a streak, another reason why I think it's so good to use it there is because the game is going to end before you can get another good use out of it, because you only really need to use 1 on this first hill to guarantee you a lot of time. You already have 196 points. You're going to use the Lightning Strike, which I think Tommy, well, might just call in if the pressure ever hits the hill, but the pressure's not even hitting the hill. Zed able to pick up 2. Reciprocity just hanging out inside. And if E6 even can start to get a break, the Lightning Strike's going to kill them all.
Yep, most definitely will. And that's the saving grace here of your Reciprocity. You can even afford to rotate a little early. Over towards P2. 211, 151. Wuskin goes down, but Zed's earned himself a grab slam. It's contested as it stands. He's probably not going to want to invest it here unless he knows there's, 3 or 4 players. He just wins the 1v1. Tommy does use the streak. Big rotational gunfight on the other side. Wuskin loses it. However, Tommy is there to trade. Paradox has him highlighted over to his perspective now as Tech 5 boost is used as well. Diabolic goes down. Kismet goes down. Reciprocity can close it out here.
And again, the Lightning Strike just makes it so easy. Even if you don't kill all 4 or all 5 or however many, you get the clearance. Now you get the grab slide up on the front end. A player is actually inside the hill, so E6 maybe a little bit more breathing room, but of course Rec, again, 19 points away, and this game is theirs. It would require E6 to be nearly perfect to make this comeback happen.
It has to be absolutely perfect. And it's a decent start to a potential comeback. Couple of kills for Frosty. Zed goes down. Tommy with 1 though. Rec break through. 15 seconds, all they need. Can anyone from E6 get in towards Sushi? Yes, they can. Now it's E6's turn to get a load of time, but Wuskin was still at 18. He's been so sneaky, so coy. As he hops into the hill, there's another one for him. 8 seconds. Is anyone in E6 in a position to challenge? Well, it's all down to number 8. That's Chino. He's tagged up. He's weak. Zed's watching the cross. And that is GG. Game 1. Rec starting off strong.
Well, E6 also started off strong. It just simply did not last. They had about 2 good hills, and after that, it was nothing but Rec. And I just want to highlight again the streak usage as well, because I think when Tommy called in the Hellstorm, it was like 160 to 130, and it was right at the start of that hill. If they end up giving away even 50 points, or even if it goes 50-50, if E6 is even closer, well, you have 2 streaks for the open hill, but you only need 1, right? So you're not going to go nearly to the first hill again for another set of rotation. So I think use it, get the spawns, secure the 30-point lead you have, then you just blow it wide open on the first hill, and then your job is so much easier, because again, you need 19 points. You got another 2 hills to make it happen. So again, streak usage good. I don't think we've seen it quite used in that way.
No, not yet, and that was really the first time, and it worked out wonderfully for Reciprocity. They go 1-0 up in the series. That's everything for myself and Chance for now. I know Jess, she caught up with the players. What do the players have to say?
Thanks, Ben. Yeah, caught up with Wuskin specifically, and well, really, he's got such a great attitude coming in here. He said that even when we're losing, we're always learning, and that yesterday's series where they got 3-0'd, unfortunately, he said that the hard point was the dagger. So it looks like, of course, they're not having that same issue here, which is great. He also did kind of finish up by saying, I think we're at 10% of what we could be playing at, 10% of our potential, and but we're working on that. We're always improving. Over on the side of Enigma6, I did catch up with Beanie Chino, and he said there isn't really too much of a story behind the hat, but of course he has been playing really, really well lately. I asked him kind of what the secret is there, why he's doing just so well, and he was so modest. He said, well, you know, Sender, our coach, has just been doing really well at the map vetoes. Now, looking at this map versus this match rather versus Reciprocity, he said, yeah, well, we did 3-0 them at Fort Worth, so of course if we can play the way we should be playing, I think we could see another 3-0. I know that ship has sailed, but let's see how the rest of the series goes. So Ben and Chance, back over to you guys.
Thank you very much, Jess. And it's funny, she probably spoke to two of the most politest players we have in the league. Chino and Wuska, both very down to earth, very, very polite individuals. Great to hear from both of them. But it's interesting. Wuska saying he feels Rec is playing at 10%. That's an incredibly low number.
Like 10%? Like what's 20%?
They're about to be a dynasty.
If they're 10% getting third, right? Then 20% you start winning.
Never
you
gonna
hit
lose.
50%? Is that just 3-0s nonstop? And then if you hit 60%, every hard point's a 100-point club? Like
Dynasty.
That's a low ball if I've ever heard it.
Sure is, but Rec come out. They take game number 1. Of course, this is a gridlock sandwich of a series, so we'll see Arsenal as the 3 maps in between. Could potentially be a 3-0, but to sum it up, you know, game number 1, here's how it ends. E6 started strong, but Rec, once they started to heat up, once Tommy really found his rhythm, found his form, he gets himself those streaks, and it was over.
They're just completely full speed ahead. And just another thing to touch on, it's completely different maps that we saw from Fort Worth between these two teams, which obviously E6 gets the 3-0 there. So Reciprocity is like, all right, we need to start banning different things. And that's, of course, what Chino was giving credit. He's like, Sender, with the pick and bans, has been on point. Obviously, the gridlock hardpoint doesn't go their way, but maybe Sender is like, hey, you took away some of the maps we beat you on, but maybe we have something better stored up. Of course, maybe not. Maybe Reciprocity kicks it up to 11%. And then they'll be an unbeatable team.
I'm trying to think. I don't remember the last time we saw E6 play our Arsenal search and Shore. It's been quite some time. I know they enjoy their payloads. You see them a lot of time on gridlock as well. But
Hacienda a little bit.
Hacienda, yeah. It's been a while since I've really seen them play in Arsenal. So excited for game number 2 to get underway. Players just finalizing their classes. For Reciprocity, the one thing that you can say is a big injection of life on this squad. Obviously, when you think of players getting loud, specifically European teams, I should say, you tend to think more of, you know, Scraps, Red Reserve, those guys. Zero has been known to get loud at times as well. But Rec, they're no strangers to it now, it seems. As soon as Shawnee gets hype, that's where Shawnee can turn into a just completely different beast.
I mean, you got guys screaming, like you're losing, and you're like,
nice!
Nice, let's go! General got a 3-piece. Like, I love it. But, I mean, I have to imagine if, like, Shane is your coach on the team, like, that's good vibes all the time, right? Like, you're living in Vegas. Like, you're living a good life. You're placing top 3, which, granted, you want it to be better, but, like, that's not bad.
I will say, I miss the days of Shane playing. He was one of the best trash talkers. He was notorious for his trash talk back in his playing days, back when that was more of a thing. You never wanted to play against Shane because he's one of those guys that can just get inside your head. That's for sure. But in terms of his energy, I'm sure he's screaming nice with the players.
I could just imagine Shane like talking to players, going over strategy, and then he's walking on the stage just like screaming stuff. That's not happening. Shane, very nice guy, but
delight. That's for sure. But a little different back in his playing days. There's the search and destroy underway already. Advantage E6. They make it a 4v3. The pressure over towards the B side, and Wiskin scrambled away. Goes for the reach out and will pay with his life. Shawnee though looking to rotate out. Kismet spots them both. And you would expect at this point bomb to go down at B with full control of the site. The problem, you know, a little far away, and Shawnee had the exact same kind of mindset I did of, oh, well, bomb's probably going down, and the irony is, well, Reciprocity might rotate. Are E6 going to rotate as well? This is a weird round of search.
Well, Tommy's actually clearing this out fairly quickly. They're all cutting through mid-map, but Tommy, again, you can already see being set up, might just find an errant kill, but that does put a lot of pressure on Shawnee, who's going to find a 2-piece just to give them any hope, and, well, he's going to fall. So Tommy, maybe he shoots one guy in the back, but then he got 3 more for the trade, and doesn't even find him, so he's just praying to get the kill and fall off, but keep in mind, Chino does get the plant, so a couple players getting a tiny bit closer to their specialist.
Of extra points here and there definitely doesn't hurt. There's play the game that comes from Kismet. The sub looks over towards the window. That's the first. A couple players jumping, somehow survives. I believe picks up one more here over towards the B site. So at this point you would have expected E6 to try to put that bomb down. Wasn't the play. Instead they wrap and win anyway.
Honestly seemed closer to a hard point break off.
Right.
Search and destroy one. You got a bunch of players stacked up mid-map, a lot of aggression towards B, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's a little bit homework coming in for Reciprocity even though they lost the round. It's saying we expect them to go to B, let's hit them fast. And obviously you got to win the gunfights, which, well, Kismet or have had his way with that one.
Frosty with snipe. This is the first shot. To respect Tommy's sniping as well. See, not sure if he has it out himself, but can be lethal with it. Stun comes out, tagged up again. Tommy first blood, no sniper in hand. Maddox instead. Kismet being so sneaky. It's been read by Dylan. Kismet can't push through. Does have a stun, not going to use it here. Bomb down. Man advantage for Reciprocity.
I don't know if that's bad timing or a bad setup, but we could break down the first pick as well. But Kismet able to flank through vents to find one. He does get traded 3v2 for Wreck, and while Chino falls off, this is looking like a good round for Reciprocity. And something I'm confused by is the way it opened up is Frosty with the snipers on Jet. Knows the pressure's being poured across A, but the only thing that's open for him is the lobby. But if his teammate isn't watching lobby, he should be backing up to the steps. Because, like, the guy just walked through and shoots him in the side, and, like, I don't know if that's a communication thing, if it was bad timing, but someone should be either telling Frosty or Frosty should know, lobby's open right now, just back up. I know the pressure's coming to the front. And even if the pressure's coming up from the front and you have lobby, I would still be a little bit nervous because you got a sniper with guys like a couple feet away from you. So, again, maybe a miscommunication, maybe a little bit errant play. But either way, Reciprocity will be happy with the bounce back round.
Definitely just back away a little bit, but either way, 1-1. Frosty still with sniper out in hand. He can be lethal with it. To see if he has any success here. But in general, again, with the first blood. Diabolic will find the second. Big advantage for E6. Two players just crawling through vent. And Tommy will fall. Diabolic with another pick this round. That's his second. And Kismet gets a little bad timing, but turns around. That's some great timing. Reaction time is just insane. Shot punch moves through. And that is the round. General with 2, Diabolic with 2, Kismet with 1.
And if I'm Reciprocity on defense, I'm not going mid-map anymore. They've gotten destroyed by Kismet when he was coming through window from the gun side of things, and this time just mid-map, 2 players come straight across, and Muskins is like, oh, there was more. I did not realize. So Reciprocity getting picked apart mid-map. Might need to return to their old ways and play a little bit more passive on defense because not going well.
Not sure about 2 vent push either. It's an interesting one that Reciprocity just went through. It's
next level strats. You never expect this second guy, Ben.
Oh.
E6 did.
Because they got them both.
Position.
Got them both. E6 2-1 up. Frosty still sniping. And Tommy has brought out the sniper of his own. No sniper fight off the rip. They've both split on the other side of the map, but Tommy's under some pressure. I guess it doesn't really matter when your teammates win their fights. General left to scramble away, tagged up, falls before he can round the corner. A 5 versus 2. And Chino surely should fall. Frosty's there to support, though. Makes things a little interesting. Can he find the second? He's found himself a sub. Chino's read the push. Frosty, a little unfortunate with his timing. Behave. No scope, no shot, no chance. Wreck, respond. Tied up 2-2.
This is definitely one of the more aggressive S&Ds I think we've seen in quite some time.
Yeah.
I think it's been a while since we've seen E6 on the map. Obviously, it does not pan out for them this time, but on offense and defense, they have zero fear of just flying at their opposition, which is something, it's been a talking point for Kismet, right? Of it's, do you get first blood or get first blooded? And, well, obviously that round, it was the first blooded. So Reciprocity again are just hanging back, and they're like, hey, they're just feeding us kills. I like this.
It almost worked out perfectly, too, because you have, Tommy with the sniper rifle there. His best bet, maybe he gets a hit marker, has to pull out the pistol when you're flying at him, that is. If his teammates don't win those fights, even E6 do, that round's probably over just as quick in E6's favor. It just so happens, Wreck stays strong with the fights. Now Tommy's sniping over towards A.
Oh, dear.
Tommy, you have a sniper rifle, friend.
His teammates called out like 4 cross, back up, and well, he backs up and hits the shot. Now E6 might be a little bit stuck and pinned down themselves. And, well, actually, Frosty gonna hit him back, let him know, and now you can feel free, push up over towards A. You only have to turn left.
Tommy's like, I got Maddox, I'm running straight forward. Oh, no, wait, I didn't change class to stop the sniper rifle. Let me back away. Oh, hit the shot anyway, doesn't matter. But Frosty responded, of course, and now you're in a 4v1, 3v1. Zed did use the nade, unlucky, didn't kill the guy planting the bomb. And now after using the nade, you're kind of forced to at least go for something. Well, maybe he has created a bit of a something chance. Chino tags him up, Chino gets the kill. 1v2, not gonna happen. Back and forth. here in Arsenal.
So I'm going to try to pay more attention to it the next time E6 goes to be on offense, where they leave the player to watch flank. Because I wouldn't be surprised if Tommy was expecting a guy to be in a specific spot to go snipe him from, and he made sure to have a teammate there to call out the cross for the information. Because he's not just being wild with the sniper.
Right.
There is like a plan for it. He made sure his teammates were there to keep him nice and safe. But either way, just something to keep in the back of your mind. But Frosty, well, he can snipe too.
Yes, he can. Hit those shots as well. Advantage E6 as we look to see if, for the first time in the game, we'll have a 2-round cushion develop. Frosty just being so disciplined with the trigger, and, well, that's exactly why. It lines up and he pulls the trigger. Got to be careful. Maybe Reciprocity as they scurry away. General's behind 2, though. Oh, and look at that timing. Unfortunate for him. Could have had a couple of free kills. He's wrapped over towards A, and now if you're E6, you should know, well, they're more than likely going to be at B.
I was going to say, at least for the moment, E6 is going to be clueless because General doesn't spot it, so they're expecting everyone to be trapped in A. Finally, they start the rotation over, and granted, General's behind them, but you can already see Wuskins is turned and going to be looking for it. So 4v5, but you do get the bomb down, and General by himself. This is a big one-on-one, and I think General knows that, so he's waiting for his teammates to make a play.
Yeah, he got a lot of information as he slid across too. The fog of war probably helped him out a little bit, but Kismet goes down. General does go down as well. From almost a perfect pinch to, well, not the best situation. Diabolic does find Zed, though. Tommy in a position where that nade could do some damage. Frosty down to 1 health and a dream. Survives as he looks for another gun. Finally gets his hands on a Maddox, but there's 2 players down low. Diabolic shuts down Dylan, 2v1. 14 seconds. Someone has to stick it. Diabolic goes for the peek. Tommy is 10 health. Heals, challenges. Tommy almost with the win. It doesn't come through, and E6 give themselves a 2-round cushion.
Oh, that's a stressful round. That's another one of those of like you're getting naded, things aren't working out, and if Frosty had any less than that 1 HP, things get a little bit different, but he will take what he can get. Again, I think ultimately for E6, the most unfortunate thing was just General not getting the information, but he was close to having the best timing in the world, but I guess if you don't get the best, you get the worst, and there was at least an opening for Rec.
Took it, just couldn't close it out. So for the first time, we have a 2-round advantage here in game 2. The advantage for E6. As the next round underway. For E6, of course, they're back on the attack. Frosty still with the sniper rifle out. The Tech 5 boost used. Chino has War Machine. Does he want to invest it here? Well, with the first blood like that, now if you're E6 with the tempo they've been playing, I expect to see them fly once again. And for Rec, they're going to try and rotate some numbers out, showing forced to concede lobby for now. 2-3 players from E6 mid. Frosty's still trying to work the other side of the map, but Chino's being chased by 2 players. He needs help. Has a nade available. He slides away. There's the chase. The pre-fire. Meanwhile, Frosty fighting a 1v2 on the other side. Surely the kills traded out in E6's favor. It took some time. Finally it is, but it's a 3v2 from a round which looked so simple to start.
And now it looks like Reciprocity, while the bomb is planted, want to push through the base. Kismet's here for information. Knows at least 1 player, and if you see 1, you expect there to be 2. And Kismet actually just going to go for the fast flank. Should have a free kill up top. Finishes that one. And now it's just a lone soldier for Reciprocity, who is honestly maybe able to make a play, but General shuts him down as well. Another good round in the board for Enigma6.
I will say, I think, although obviously you're in a 1v3, I think that kill on Diabolic was actually pretty important because I think he was the player that was about 125 off streaks. So shutting down potential streaks for E6. Pretty big, but in terms of the actual score of the search and destroy itself, Rec with a lot of work to do here, Chance.
And I still think that sniper thing from Tommy sprinting up was to look for the 1 man that plays like over on the flank. Like eventually they hunted Chino down there. So I'm just, talking about reverse ice, but obviously it does matter. 5-2 up for E6 there. Full speed ahead here. Trying to bounce back in this series. General this time doesn't have his teammates flying up towards B. He's by himself, backs up, and well, they're happy to give this bomb up for free and maybe use a Tempest or War Machine or potentially even Grab to try to re-break the bomb site.
There's a War Machine. Flak is out. Grab from Zed. Will only find 1. 4v4. Bomb planted. Kismet mid-map. Does he see that gun of Wuskin? Well, if he did, it doesn't matter because he's decided to rotate. With 29 seconds left, you've got to be quick. Why? Well, Tempest is out. That has connected with 1. It's connected with 2. And he actually finds the kill onto Dylan. Wuskin shut down Diabolic. Kismet off the map. There's one. Surely the grab slam for two. No! Actually killed by Zed. Zed with a miraculous double. You still have the Tempest, which hits one. Is it going to be enough with 10 seconds left? Time is against General. And a round which looked almost destined to be ended by E6. Rec survive.
And what were those Tempest shots from General? I could barely see the player with Codcaster, and he's just ripping him off head glitches, and I thought the player would fall, and then he killed. I don't know what's going on, but someone's making big plays, and Zed is helping out and being a part of it. He's obviously got the teammate support, but he is shredding in his own right. Some nice plays towards the end. He's able to get 3, and honestly, maybe he got some more EKA. Who knows?
If you're General, that's one of those situations where you're like, what did you guys just do?
It's I was calling out, they were chained.
He Tempest the first guy over towards Gun, then hit the guy on the bomb, killed the guy on bomb, then got another one at Gun. The man did it all. And obviously you heard the Tempest, you heard the grav used by Kismet. It's gone. All gone. E6 giving Rec a lifeline here. Although first blood for Chino in this round.
They know Dylan's here as well. The information definitely have. The stun up top. He's going to go for the challenge as well. That does trade out themselves. Now you got a bunch of players coming from back steps, but a 3v3, the bomb is down. If you can kill him quickly, you're in a great spot. Frosty up top needs the sniper, not the pistol, and that's why it kills Wuskin oh so fast. The trade's coming in, and Frosty making highlight reels as E6 secure the game.
To be honest, got a little bit worried that we could see another bit of a comeback, but it's not the case. E6 close out game 2. They tie things up 1 map apiece. We could be in for another long, long road throughout this series between these two teams. We already have 1 epic series. Hell, why not 2 back-to-back shots?
Gotta live with what you ask for, Ben. We're gonna have a game 5 though, no matter what.
We shall wait and see. Game 1, E6 started strong. Rec closed out. Game 2, back and forth. E6 close it out. We'll be back after this quick break with Game 3 control. Series tied 1-1. E6 Reciprocity. So far, been a relatively close game. Of course, game one started off not so close before Reciprocity were able to close it out. The search and destroy, some interesting strategies, but that realistically, Chance, was one of the more fast-paced search and destroys I think we'll see for quite some time. Both teams just kind of flying at each other.
I mean, I think there's like a couple ways to look at it, right? Maybe that was just Reciprocity only at like 9%, a little bit lower than their 10% potential they're working at now. Or on the flip side, it was they got 3-0'd by E6, obviously, at the last event. And something Chino was talking about is the pick and bans that Sender is bringing to the table for Enigma6. Well, they play a completely different map. I assume it's because Rec bans something, you get Arsenal thrown in the mix. We have seen Reciprocity be very good at Arsenal in the past, but what happens there, it seems like always there was some sort of an answer, and the aggression was absolutely part of. How many first bloods did Kismet get? Granted, first blooded every now and again, but they were having way more positives than negatives, and, well, I think those pick and bans might have been a part of it.
I agree with you. I really do, and here's a quick glance at what the pick and bans produced. The Arsenal sandwich with Gridlock as your slices. Of course, game 1, 250, 179. Game 2, 6-3, E6. Now an Arsenal control, Arsenal hardpoint. We will at least go to the Arsenal hardpoint. The question, will we see the Gridlock search and destroy? The game 5, we've had 1 already today. Why not 2? But in terms of Arsenal control, any kind of immediate thoughts on that map?
Well, my gut reaction is just it doesn't matter which team wins this, because whoever wins this loses the map 4 in either direction, because it makes no difference. But I think ultimately I look at this more from Reciprocity's perspective, because we have seen them control many, many times where it's like they do a lot of creative things, they make a lot of attempts, and it doesn't work out. And E6 is a team that are like, hey, we're just going to run you over. Like, they've had good maps in their own right. So I think Arsenal's a new-ish look from both the teams. Neither of their most common control map played. But
look at what E6 did yesterday in control. Yes, different map frequency, but you give them any inch, they will just blow you wide open. And on the flip side, you think about Reciprocity's control yesterday. You know, they have all those cute strats, and we talked about specifically the C side they played yesterday. Oh, well, you know, we love seeing, you know, when Tommy off break will push all the way through barrels, his teammates wait. And we saw it, it didn't work. It's a bit of a concern.
Yeah, so I think it's a good thing for Reciprocity to get away from that and get a look on Arsenal, but I also think that E6, well, might have something cooked up. We have another strategy actually coming out. Reciprocity double no-showed B, and Frosty, well, he was just, I'll just wait. I'll wait, I'll get the kills. My entire team is back towards lobby, so we see another strat call coming out from Reciprocity, and we see another kill feed that is nothing but E6, and granted for Wuskins, well, there is nothing he could do.
Oh, Diabolic. Healing actually helps, yeah, before you push gunfights like that, but either way, he will fall. 4 life advantage already for E6. Frosty's watching over towards the gun side of the map. Stun comes out, he is dead. Not able to take anyone with him. Kismet mid-map also falls, so an opening for Rec. The stun connects, though. Diabolic calling for some assistance, but he also falls. And a big, big opening now over towards A for Reciprocity. And also B.
I was going to say a ton of kills their way. They got 1 body in each. The question is, how does E6 approach it? They're going split even on defense, but they should know it's just 1 player inside. And everyone else for Reciprocity, well, they're going towards the A site. They leave the lone man at B who gets taken down. And, well, they're actually challenging gunfights inside as well. Frosty does get killed. Just trying to make the play, and, well, E6, they are going to be taking another crack at it while they're spawn killing as well, and, well, Reciprocity say, hey, we will take these one-on-one gunfights all day long. They should be good to cap this A point, because E6, it looks like they're just chalking it up.
Yeah, E6 is saving grace. It's just the fact that there wasn't even 1 in A, so he had to stay there just to secure the cap, and the cap didn't come through very quickly, so it just means they can fortify B. Extra minute will come on the clock as soon as A is finally capped. It's a very, very painful process for Tommy, who's just sat there going, don't worry, guys, I got it. Extra 60 seconds added to the clock. Minute 33, Reciprocity down by 2 lives. Tommy 175 away from streaks and gets caught mid-map. Not much you can do there against Frosty. Life advantage of 3. E6, definitely in a position to win this round, Chance.
E6 are also playing this incredibly scattered. Frosty is out here just playing a lone man. You got Diabolic, that at least for a moment was a lone man, but they are making it work right now. Zed able to get away with his life, and, well, the lone man of Chino eventually does get taken down. A slight man advantage, but with all this map coverage, Well, I would say E6 might be in a good spot, but now you have Diabolic just in Narnia, and if Reciprocity starts winning these gunfights, they might be able to get in the hill before he can make something happen, but it looks like the rest of E6 have kept it just slow enough that Diabolic can come in and flank, bar his teammates stunning him.
Bear in mind, while all that's going on, General pushed up towards the Reciprocity spawn. He needs to be careful he doesn't get shot in the back. He'll at least take one down with him, turns almost, finds Dylan. 4 lives, the difference now between the two teams as Diabolic just scrambles back onto the map. Wreck down to their final 5 lives. They find the shot punch. Well, the kill will work out. Oh, almost finds 2. 3v6. We've seen it happen. I think we're going to see it happen now as timing very much on Chino's side there. 5v2, 18 seconds. Need to play it like a round of search. If you're even going to go for it at all. Kismet lying down, waiting for the slide across. There it is. It's Tommy. He falls. There's the second. Kismet flies straight towards him. Frosty cleans up the kill. E6, 1-0 up.
And so there's a give and take for what E6 is doing. When you have all these guys playing lone man, pushed out to different corners of the map, well, when they die, and eventually they're going to die because you don't have the teamwork there, their job is to take at least one with them and slow it down because they're going to spawn back up at the hill. It's going to be Reciprocity that's still super far away from the point. I think there was a few moments where maybe Reciprocity, if they get like a wave of kills, will force someone to be out of position. They'll be inside the hill, and then they're in a really good spot, but it never happened. E6 made sure to slow down the gameplay wherever they needed to, consistently winning the gunfights up through the bitter end, and honestly, for Reciprocity, that's got to be annoying to deal with. You keep killing one player, you expect teammates to be nearby. They're not. You're getting spawn killed randomly when you don't think pressure is going to be there, and it's very tough to deal with that chaos.
And more importantly, to your point, it slows down the push, right? That's what it's really achieving, and it's so frustrating to play against this. Round number 2 underway, waiting for the first blood to come through of the round. It goes in favor of Reciprocity, but it's a 2-for-2 trade. Pressure's still coming in on A. 3 players from Rec go down. E6 can put some progression into A. Will they be able to get a tick, though? And is Reciprocity even going to want to try and push through? Well, 2 players have gone all the way through B. Frosty's going to see that. And again, if he can take one down with him, this is going to slow down Rec's flank, and he's actually managed to scramble away with his life. Goes for the reach out. There's the first. Did his job. Meanwhile, teammates winning fights elsewhere means at least 2 ticks will go into A. They may even get all 3. In fact, they will get all 3. A very fast start. 2 minutes on the clock. Kismet working towards some streaks and a 3-life advantage for E6.
Well, it is worth pointing out, Arsenal is a defense-sided map, so E6 still has their work cut out for him. And you talk about the errant man, Frosty finds him. Just wins a big one-on-one, and well, E6, it looks like they're still expecting someone to be near their base. They're taking their time to clear everything out. Of course, while Kismet in general are going for the flank, but a couple players fall. Reciprocity, again, have a pretty solid map spread right now for the full control over towards B, but E6 starting to creep up around it. Zed, though, on the flank should eventually have free kill number 1, but does get traded. Now all the pressure is on the front.
2 dead, 3 dead. Windows open for E6, but the ICR of Dylan is there. There's 2. Oh, snaps onto Chino. The assistance of a teammate. 3 single-handedly slows down the push, finds Frosty as well. 295 away from streaks.
Zed just comes flying into a fist. Well, now a lot of players trying to flood in the front. Dylan, though, with the Tempest. Well, if he hits a shot, will slow them down, but doesn't even get the kill. Slowing is all he does. Of course, Diabolic does eventually fall. Keep in mind, you do have a couple players near lobby, which Kismet comes out on top. He gets the timing right. He goes for the pinch. He gets taken down, but his teammates maybe have a bit of an opening, and then the Sog duo from Reciprocity, well, they just simply say no.
Still a 1-life advantage. Never mind. Tied game, 13-13. As Zed shuts down Chino, 35 seconds. 0 ticks into the B zone. And an important gunfight. Wiskin has to win mid-map. Assistance of a teammate, definitely helpful. Kismet's going through vent. Wiskin trying to keep his eye on it. 20 seconds, you have to go. If you're E6, time is ticking. There's a war machine on the other side, too. Is this finally the opening? Well, the grapple goes through. Somehow, Kismet finds the pick as well, but the war machine is out from Tommy. Tommy connected by the Tempest. E6 going for it on the attack. A couple of missed shots, finally connects with 1, but gets killed over from stairs. The first kill traded out. Rec down to their final 4 lives. E6 down to their final 5, but there's 7 seconds. E6, they've got to be aggressive. They have to touch the zone just to slow things down. Shawnee blocking them as a pick does come through from Chino, and that is that time reached. E6 not quick enough.
And I think you had Kismet with the grapple towards the end, try to fly in. Well, he catches a fist, beat down on the way, and then Chino just a small step behind. But again, it is a defensive side map for a reason. You're always quicker on the uptake, and well, a lot of credit to the SOG duo. Obviously from the side of Reciprocity, just keeping that pressure on the front of the hill. It took E6 a minute and a half just to even get that final push towards the end, and obviously at that point, there's simply not enough time.
I thought Kismet was going to get unlucky with the grapple too. If he grappled straight into the Reciprocity player and cancelled his grapple, that would have been a bit of a blunder, but even with the 1 life advantage, E6 not quick enough, and we're all tied up. 1 round apiece. Frosty gets the information, and he's going to need it. Any help at all, which does come in the form of Diabolic, and, well, almost deja vu. Chance exactly the same outcome as what we saw in round number 1.
It is every time Reciprocity does something different, and I'm like, that's really cool. I completely see what they're going for, and then they always just die. Every single time they have some cool new strategy, and it never works for them. And it's not because the strategies are bad, it's just, I don't know, one of those things. E6 making the correct plays. It's just insane of how often that happens for Rec.
Oh, what a read by Kismet. What a read indeed. That's 4 players from Rec pushed all the way through Gunside. Finally, Kismet drops. Now you're E6, you are almost pinched in your own base, and Diabolic not winning that fight doesn't help. Tommy almost snapped onto the second, General just with 1. Like I said, tries to go in towards Lobby, he will fall. The trades there, Kismet of course does have grabs on 25 seconds, bear that in mind. Rec have got 0 progression in anything, but it may start here at B from Shawnee. Fights one at A, you could actually cap both, and that's what's happening. Rec in a good position to turn nothing into something.
And we have seen this before where E6 definitely wants to secure B. I was going to say it's a little bit different because Shawnee's in the hill with an ICR, but Chino obviously does not care. But
Kismet may slam here.
they do get A.
Kismet may slam. Does he want to go for it? No, he doesn't. I've seen him do it before. That's why I said it.
And, you know, I think that's the right call as well because players might be behind pillars. Even if you get like 2 or 3, eventually the A is probably going to get capped. And if you're expecting to win on defense anyway, 1, save it if you can. And 2, if the goal is like to secure B, which the entire time they've done it once on defense, better to have it for an emergency situation than trying to maybe get a big like 2 or 3 piece in.
Well, Kismet spotted 1, and unfortunately for Tommy's flank, he's being flanked, but Tommy reads it. Was that vision that was popped there?
It was.
Crazy. Okay. That's definitely going to help us. Now it's Reciprocity's turn to throw everything at the attacking round. They've already won a couple of gunfights. The grab will be taken out. Zed still has it. He's just not in the fight much longer. Let's Rec at least get 1 tick. Chino falls. General trades. Still a bit of a presence. Wuskin will drop as well. E6 survive.
The wall hack's gone, all for a 1 life advantage and a ticket as well. So they're in an okay spot, but again, it's just so difficult to break through. You got 2 players that are going on half, if not full flank for Zed, but E6 are waiting for it. They got the setup, and Zed might have good timing, but he should be making noise, and he's actually going to go straight in front of Chino. Chino just says, thank you. There is no hope of losing that gunfight. Tommy and Wuskin's each able to pick up a kill, but again, they're running out of time. They got to flood through, and well, a couple kills going their way. The double challenge, though, Diabolic. This is a gunfight he will take every day of the week. He's got teammates watching his back for the moment, and the trades are there. 8 make it 7v6, and not a ton of time. And even if you get here, Kismet has it if he wants it.
That's what I was going to say. If you can at least make him use the grab slam, could be best case scenario. Zed has his. Zed uses his. He falls 5-5 in terms of the life advantage. 4-2, 3-2, 3-1. General shuts down Shawnee, and that is the absolute best case scenario for E6. Zed uses his grab slam. Kismet doesn't use his. And it's funny because that was exactly what we said on the frequency yesterday, if you remember, on what was the final round. Kismet with the grab slam when he pushed over towards A on frequency didn't use his grab slam, and it turned out to be a bit of a saving grace. Well, that right there could be another example of just being disciplined with this specialist.
And then, of course, on the flip side for Reciprocity, Vision Pulse gone, you get nothing. Gravity Slam gone, you get nothing. Yeah. And maybe you get the Gravity Slam back, but even though it doesn't work out, I think it's still a good use because I think you got to try to put something together on offense. Like, you don't want to just be forced to use it on defense and, like if you're expecting to go like 2-1 down anyway. Right. So I just respect the attempt. I think you try to make something happen over towards the point. Kismet, though, trying to make things happen over towards A, which the opening break looks to be pretty good so far. Zed, though, not tradable for the moment because he does take another one with him. But E6 do have clearance to the point.
Oh, and that's a big win for Chino. Tommy hit the flank very quickly. Frosty's already in vent. Frosty loses that fight. It's going to put a little bit of pressure now on towards E6 as Zed grapples through. Rec did not want to concede A. They recognize the importance of just trying to keep it alive. Only one tick of progression in. There's Kismet in a skirmish over towards Gunside with Dylan. Dylan tags up. Kismet doesn't force the heal. The support is there, and the support is enough. Kismet now needs to trade out Frosty himself. Not going to be able to do so. 3 kills, 4 kills for Rec. They're surviving, Chance. They are surviving.
And now, of course, you got to imagine already that you're going to have E6 thinking about it. How much do we want to try to force this round? Because you got the Vision Pulse, and that's really the only thing. Or do you want to save it? Have to imagine that the game plan is to save it for defense. Of course, you got a flank coming in. Zed shooting everybody, forcing E6 to turn around. Time not on Enigma6's side. Couple kills working out for them up front, but you got Shawnee in the back with an ICR. He's got some teammate support, which is there for the trades, and Tommy just instantly War Machine. He's just going to go for it, wants to secure the point, and well, gets nothing.
Wow.
Absolutely nothing.
Big investment. There's Dylan only able to be traded out. Decap comes through Shawnee, the saving grace with the ICR, but if you're Rec, you're down 2, and you've conceded a lot of control over A. 2 ticks in now. You expect the third to come through. Can you trap E6? The problem, Chino already pushed through Gunside. And he may actually go for a flank of his own. Kismet making sure no one goes into vent. Dylan is ready and waiting. Kismet loves his vent pushes. And Dylan is, as I said, ready and waiting.
And I said earlier, I think you want to save the Vision Pulse, but not anymore. It's there if you want it. You got a 3-life advantage. You got more than a minute to work with. You can play for kills. And Chino's in the back. Call it in.
Used it.
And he's going to use it, or Frosty's going to use it as well. Now you can make your move, go towards the hill, find some kills. You got the pinch coming in. You know they're not looking at you. There's kill number 1, trying to do damage to Shawnee. Shoot him in the back. Shawnee does take a player with them, doesn't even fall. Chino's still in the back, though, trying to cause problems.
Yep, Chino's found 2. Does get Tempest, though, 9-7. So, Vision used. And that's a nice shot as well from Dylan. Tempest uses connecting with 2. He may actually just push this as well as feeling confident, rightfully so. Frosty will fall. Tempest out. 37 seconds. It's almost the same situation E6 were in on their last attacking round. Time against them, but a 1-man life advantage, which has now disappeared as Zed has shut down General. Frosty trades out. Wasman in lobby will find the first. Pre-fires over towards the second. Kismet has to act quick because there is a player coming up spawn, but Frosty's flanked into lobby. He finds himself the first. It's a 5v4. 10 seconds. Again, almost identical situation to what we saw in E6's last attacking round. Kismet with the grapple. Is he going to go for it? You got 3 seconds. You got to make your mind up. Seems indecisive. 3v2 and nobody in the hill.
Well, call me crazy, right? We're going to a round number 5?
I'm not crazy, right?
I don't think I'm crazy.
Yeah.
Definitely going to round 5.
All right.
It's like
Audio guy got excited.
So they're ahead of the game. They're thinking next level. They're making the prediction that E6 is going to win this round 5. But
confuse me.
Again, you talk about the difficulties of when you want to use a specialist. Originally, I was saying use the Vision Pulse in round 5. You want to save. Then I was like, well, they're in a good spot. They try to use it in the good spot. And then think about the plays Reciprocity makes. You have Dylan that pulls out the Tempest to mitigate the Vision Pulse. Picks up so many good shots, quite a few kills, slows them down. Shawnee's making big plays, getting shot in the back, ignoring that, surging forward, getting the kills on the front end. So now you have the investment. You went for it. You get nothing. And, of course, well, you still have a little bit. Chino has the War Machine, so it's not a be-all, end-all.
That's probably, I mean, maybe Zed gets his grab. You're looking at him having to play extremely well. This is a great start for Rec. 4 dead. Pressure coming through, and they're just flying straight at B. They want B. Is that going to be a problem, though? Because they've just lost 3. And now, all of a sudden, a 4v2 for A. If E6 want, they could try and retake here without actually conceding the A zone. They're going to go for it as well, because Tac 5 was used. Shawnee does find one. Zed with the other. I believe it was none other than Kismet that went vent. And A is going to be wrapped up. Big Reciprocity advantage.
And it's a little strange to me of Reciprocity trying to fly towards B that quickly because they just got obliterated because there's 4 guns looking. And then even for E6 to challenge the hill, like, you've chalked up A quite a few times. You've been fine on defense securing B repeatedly. You still have the War Machine. Just don't toss lives away. Like, try to get the kills if you can, but don't flood in. But either way, they go for it. They find themselves down 3 lives, but we have been here before. And again, there's so many Lone Island players. Kismet feeling pressure, though.
Kismet is in between all of Reciprocity. Chino saw 2 players flank. Kismet now, yeah, you're dead. Once again, that play, the lone play. We've seen Frosty do it. We've seen Kismet do it. We saw General do it. It just hasn't worked. Hasn't worked at all.
Well, it has slowed them down, though, because Reciprocity are sending 3 players on the full flank. Now make it 2, because Chino, again, got the information earlier from Kismet. He knows the direction they're coming. That's going to help out with more. Can he get the next, or even just kill himself with a nade, but able to stay alive? Knows Dylan's here. Wins that gunfight as well. You try to flank, and you got to deal with Beanie Chino. Not a fun man to have to play against.
Not fun at all, but... Rec do flank 2 kills elsewhere. Keep your eye on number 10. That's Diabolic's turn as he tries to flank over towards Gun. The grapple didn't really work out there, but Rec still with a 2-kill advantage. Trophies could be huge here. And bear in mind, for so long, Chino's held on to his War Machine. If you're Rec, you've had flak on for quite some time, and a couple players don't actually have tack on either. So a couple of those stuns really starting to connect. Chino is just frying Reciprocity with 3. Teammates push forward. The life advantage Reciprocity had, it was 5 off the rip. They are down 3, 14 to 11, 30 seconds left. Zed has, however, earned his Grav Slam. This could be the play, but the War Machine is out already.
And keep in mind, Tommy might be able to get his well if he can stay alive, which he does. That's going to slow him down. 18 seconds.
Nothing.
You'll find nothing. There's a player I thought behind him, but they're all alive. The kill's coming in, but for the side of E6, 12B, make it 11B7. But of course, you do have General still clearing out the hill. You got pressure up on the front. Frosty, well, he does fall, but 6 seconds. You got to fly. Your E6 is going to get the win. The audio man called it with the prediction. No one can get there, and he saves the Grav Slam till the end of the game to top it off with the 3-piece.
Exactly as he did yesterday. The Grav Slam from Zed connects with nothing. That could have been the opening. Chino was closest with someone else, but Sender on stage, fist bumps for E6. Why? They're up 2-1 now against Reciprocity. We'll have an Arsenal hardpoint up next, and then if we do go to a Game 5, a gridlock search and destroy. But, I mean, what a game of control there. It's funny, because we went from a pretty fast-paced search and destroy, some pretty chaotic gameplay, to a very good game of control, in my opinion.
I mean, yeah, I think for Arsenal, it's kind of run-of-the-mill of like, hey, you're on defense, nice job, you win. Just make sure you don't throw away too many lives and you make things pan out. And E6, I think, just did a lot of great things on defense as well. Again, sending the lone man up to try to flank, to try to spawn kill. But they always try to have at least one ICR over towards B, pushed up a little bit far. Normally, it's General to turn around. It also helps Chino doing that, which is kind of like the final dagger on it, just going on a pretty nice spree towards the end. And again, you had Kismet that was able to get the Gravity Slam again for emergency situations. You had the War Machine that ended up coming in from Chino, which didn't find too much, but forced players out back and in bad spots, and yada, yada, yada. Things panning out for E6.
And this is the play. Zed with the Grav. Chino back so far up.
It's a trophy he got the hit marker on. Okay.
Unfortunate for Reciprocity. That was their opening. That was the play. And it just wasn't enough. And let's not forget how close E6 were both times on their attack. Both times came down to time where they lost with a one-man advantage each attacking round. So that could have been a pretty different story. E6 in their control have proven to be quite the team.
Certainly not bad. Gotta keep that in mind going forward. Like, what do you even want to play them on? Do you want to roll the dice on Arsenal? And well, they were good, maybe not overwhelmingly great, because still around number 5, but they got the win on frequency. They looked pretty fantastic yesterday, and I think they were either 4-1 or 5-1 at Fort Worth.
5-1.
5-1. So now they're up to 7-1 in their past 8 matches. Things are looking pretty good. You might have to break out the cookbook to try to figure out a way to stop them.
Definitely might. So there's the series so far. We stay with Arsenal for the Game 4. This is a map we've seen Reciprocity on a fair amount of times. They played against Red Reserve in the league, lost convincingly. Then they got revenge at Fort Worth against Red Reserve on this map. So a little bit of data here and there, but for them, they need to win here to force the Game 5.
I was going to say, just to stick with the pick and ban theme from Sender and the side of E6, Gridlock almost certainly is Reciprocity's map of choice. They've been very good at it. We know this. We've seen it. So they give them that, but that means Arsenal, I'm assuming, is the one E6 wanted to play. This is the one they were going for, and this is the one that, well, Reciprocity had to make a choice. You take out Arsenal, or whatever map they actually did take out. I'm guessing frequency, but I'm not too sure. But either way, E6 feeling good in the series, going to try to close things out with all the arsenals.
All the arsenals. Why not, right? 3 in a row. As it stands, E6 2-1 up against Reciprocity. Kismet just loves Vent. Can we just rename Vent? Just like the Kismet.
There's a lot of contenders. Major Maniac probably just like twitched a little bit as soon as you said that.
Well, shocker, he's still there, and Reciprocity are out to a banging lead. 32-0. Yes, it is only just the first kill. Dylan stunned, needs to heal. Keep your eye on the minimap for the spawns. Paradox, as always, doing such a good job of just highlighting the players. Number 8 and number 7 from E6. They're in a fight against Zed, and, well, General's going to win that every day of the week.
This was such a nice opening break. I almost forgot it was hardpoint. You got 49-0. Plus at least the rotation to the hill. E6 should be good to secure these back spawns, but of course you do have to win the gunfights, which General with the ICR, not able to find the second, but he does get one. Tommy gets away with his life, so E6 doesn't even get the back spawns or a point. They're in the hill. Just for a moment, Wuskins is able to pick up too. This is not the start that E6 wanted to have on Arsenal. You talk about it maybe being the map they wanted to play. Not the first 2 hills and not the streaks from Wuskins they wanted to have to deal with.
And he still has plenty of time to pick up the final streak, just in time, but he's going to win the gunfight anyway. So 2 streaks, E6 yet to get a point. Finally, they break in. And if you're wrecked, you're going to use those streaks on rotation 100% of the time. You can give up that scrap time. No biggie. Don't even worry about it, because the kills elsewhere all in favor of Reciprocity. 70-16, but let's not get carried away with ourselves, Chance, because we've seen early leads develop in hardpoint before, and comebacks more than definitely can happen.
I mean, realistically, again, it's to talk about every hill has the potential to be a money hill. Even that first one, opening break, 49-0 because E6 wanted to get the spawns for the second, which they had an opportunity to. You don't win the gunfights, now you're down by 70, but of course, over towards this next, over on Jet, bunch of back and forth kills coming in, a bunch of trades. Reciprocity still have the back spawns, but Tommy tries to fight a lot of people. He's going to fall. Now the players for Reciprocity might be spawning in the back, but they are slowly getting pinched in, and Wuskins, well, uses a streak to try to get a little bit of breathing.
Yeah, and it's the absolute right decision there. You have the back spawns, you use the streak to break through, and now you can put pressure on the hill once again, because it looks as if E6 was just trying to slow down the momentum a little bit, but Rec will get 3 dead. Can they find 4? Chino, absolute, as they surge forward as a wolf pack. The final 15, surely now good for Reciprocity as, well, Dylan's getting kills even outside the map, and Wuskin has rotated. Still a Hellstorm. If he gets broken here on gun, you expect to see that one fly straight out, but Tommy's there to support. That's 2 for him, and he's been fabulous in hardpoint throughout what we've seen so far this week. 10-6 start for him. Wuskin still ready and waiting for the E6 push. He will drop. Is this where he wants to use the streak? There's a lot of players there. You'd love window control first, but he goes straight for the Hellstorm. As expected, finds one, and if you're Kismet, you gotta be careful. Instead gets General, one more player from E6 there. Bear in mind, Dylan now close to streaks. He drops, trades back and forth, and somehow E6 have hill control.
Hey, it's interesting. He pick and choose which player to kill with the Hellstorm. He lets Kismet live, and well, Kismet wins the gunfight inside the hill. So the Hellstorm gone, the Lightning gone, and E6, well, still down by a lot of time, but potentially trying to make a little bit of a comeback, and then Tommy just surges right back in. Reciprocity, well, they can afford to fight for every last second because they already have 2 players that rotated over towards next, and they have full clearance. Dylan has a lot of important gunfights, though. 2 players pushing towards him. His teammate support not there yet. Wuskins is here to potentially trade, but that's a lot of players for E6, and the team kill means there's still going to be 3 in the hill.
285 for Tommy from Streaks. 185. War Machine out. Direct impact. There's 3. Lightning, Hellstorm. Give the man everything. 18-7. Reads the spawns perfectly as well. This has been Reciprocity's anchor throughout this week so far. He's just been so good, including obviously an amazing Fort Worth for Reciprocity. And now the momentum isn't just with him, it's with the rest of the squad. Potentially more streaks on the cards here for Rec. E6, where are you? What happened?
They're just struggling right now, and you talk about the Tempest maybe being hit or miss for some people. Well, today for Dylan, it has been a hit, so when he pulls it out, expect a couple kills to go his way. General, though, inside the hill. Sometimes you got the ICR, sometimes you got the Maddox, and well, the Maddox is going to pick him up 2 kills. There's number 3. Well, actually on a 5 spree as well. 175 off a streak, so keep that in mind. Has a trophy, which is going to help. And his teammates have a lot of things pushed out. You got window control, lobby control, kitchen control, and you got vent control. General has the help.
Use the Tempest here. This is the, yep, there you go. Perfect hill to do it, and that's exactly why. Bang, lightning, hellstorm. Great decision from General, but you got to start connecting with some extra shots. You have the hill time. Here comes Reciprocity. Dylan straight into another Tempest of General. Talk about players who are so good with it, and this is definitely one that comes to mind in terms of accuracy. I remember a conversation of him a couple of years ago being just one of the more accurate players in terms of just how good he really is. And, oh, there's another. Unfortunately, switches out to the Maddox and will drop 154.96. Tommy invested the lightning there, has a hellstorm. General with a hellstorm and a lightning. The lead for Rec is there, the momentum is there, but E6 have a window to come back into this game.
It might just be a little bit of a streak battle. General almost certainly going to have to invest at least one streak here to break in, and well, he's going to be the first player in line to fall. Frosty going for the full flank, but Rec is going to be good to get at least 15 seconds before E6 is going to be here to contest because, well, it's just 3 players kind of spread out. Diabolic gets caught, Frosty gets caught, a bunch of one-on-one gunfights in general. Well, he calls the lightning strike in, and they find 3 kills. But now it's honestly just a 50-50 situation. Honestly, Tommy might be able to spawn with a thing of his own.
You still don't have the spawns. That's the problem. Now you use that Hellstorm as well. Have you finally got the spawns? Yeah. Well, the stray rocket sure took care of everything. It's basically 5 dead, 30 seconds left, and I believe Tommy still has his Hellstorm, so when you're Reciprocity fan, you still have that as your saving grace, but E6 have done so well here on P2. The rotation, the streak usage, the kills, absolutely everything going their way, and they have to make sure General doesn't double down here on his streaks. Talk about stat lines, 22 and 16, his with 36 seconds hill time as well, and if he doubles down on his streaks, I mean, that's a problem for Reciprocity, a very, very big problem.
He might need to as well, because keep in mind, as good as the run has been for E6, you're still down by 50, and of course, Rec is inside the hill, and they still have a Hellstorm of their own. No more streaks coming in, at least not yet. You still have a Grav Slam, and, well, there's a couple specialists on board if you want to make a play, which looks like Kismet might just go for it with the Sog. There's number 1. Number 2 comes flying from up top. That's Zed, who gets tagged up from every angle. Reciprocity, they were towards this hill first. They're trying to hold on. Dylan able to pick up one with the Tempest, gets traded. Specialist not really great right now from either side, but Rec just extending this lead.
This has been a scrappy hill all game. Looks like it's going to continue to be just that. Tommy with his nade, throws it out, finds one, gets the second with the shot punch. Diabolic will drop 18 seconds of hill time. Reciprocity look to once again build himself a 100-point lead as Frosty slides in, but he can't do much. 10 seconds left, and finally E6 concede. The problem is they spent so long contesting. Reciprocity ready and waiting on the rotation. Zed with the Grav Slam. If Kismet invests his, oh, I thought he was going to find the double. It could be over. No, Hellstorm also used.
Yeah, I don't know how long the plan, how long that plan was set in stone for, but as soon as the vision pulses in, Tommy's like, bring it on. You can see where I am. I'm just going to use a Hellstorm, which is even better. Kismet, no dice coming in from him, and Reciprocity will be good to then send it to a map number 5.
Dude, that was ugly. So was that. What happened to Specialists this game?
Nothing. Nothing happened with them the entire time.
I told you what we should have done. It's gone to both
straight
teams.
to map number 5.
Gone to both teams and said, look, I know you're trying to play. I know this is a competitive environment, but me and Chance are casting the first games. I'm sorry. It just means you're going to a game 5. Let's just skip the nonsense, save everybody time, save production time, the players time, and say game 5 search. Let's just go.
In my analysis again, it
didn't matter. You were right.
Yeah. I was like, it doesn't matter who wins map 3. Other team wins map 4. We will always go to a game 5 then.
Yes. Yes, we will. It's almost destined at this point. Great game from Reciprocity, great game from E6, but we're going to game 5, and we'll be right back with that after this. Reciprocity, E6 goes the distance. Game 5, Search and Destroy up next. It's a gridlock search chance. Thoughts?
I spent all this time just looking up information of like what teams play what maps, who's good at what game mode, and like it doesn't. I need to spend all my time preparing for what's map number 5 going to be. What is everything these two teams do on this map? That's all I need to know in the future.
It is.
Because it's the only thing apparently in any series that matters.
It is.
So that's how I feel, Ben.
No, that's how I feel as well. So we'll get to that for our next day of casting, because I'm sure we'll probably have more than 5 as well. But in terms of actual thoughts here on who's potentially going to walk out and take this important win, where you kind of leaning here on the fence? Is it E6? Is it Rec?
What is it? Gridlock? Reckon. I don't know. I think it's another map that's kind of similar to Control, where I think Reciprocity will pull out a couple extra creative things. The question is, can they ever make it work?
Right.
They try and just get it beat down essentially. And I think, well, you got to keep trying as well. I think something that you overheard is it's a map E6 has not played in quite some time.
Yeah, I actually had a little bit of fun during that commercial break. Shane was talking to Shawnee and Dylan, and he went, guys, don't worry about Game 5. It's something E6 haven't played in a long time. I looked at Shane and went, Shane, they played it yesterday. All 3 of them turned around and went, what? Shane, what are you doing? What are you doing? I was like, no, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. So yeah, they're probably going to be a little flustered in round 1.
And that's interesting as well, because in my mind, I would be more concerned about a team that hasn't played in a long time than a team that plays it all the time. Like, even if you take a team that's really good at Search and Destroy, they are 5-1 on a specific map, well, now you have all this information that you can game plan for. So obviously you can see the give or take. If they haven't played it a while, maybe not as confident, maybe they're going to be not as fresh on the map, but we'll see how it all pans out. 3 bodies for E6 inside the hill. Make it 2, make it none. They all fall. But when all is said and done, it's going to be a 2v3 retake for E6 to try and pull off.
Bear in mind, Frosty with a sniper as well makes the retake even harder. Not if you hit the shot, though.
Oh, that sucks. I mean, he was 100% dead either way, but that's just unfortunate.
Live by the sniper, die by the sniper. The sniper code there is the hit marker with the no scope. Very unfortunate for Frosty, and it is something he does almost every round in Search. He's avid sniper, loves it. He kind of just keeps going with it.
I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, you love it. I know, that's for sure.
Well, I mean, even, like, I love sniping in general, but there's a lot of players that when they snipe, even for, like, more than a couple rounds, it just annoys me, and I don't think a lot of players get good use out of it. Frosty, in my mind, isn't one of those players.
I wonder who you're thinking of.
Oh, no, I don't know.
Won't go there.
Who knows?
Round number 1 goes to Rec. Round number 2, it's E6 now on the attack. As they look to try and push straight forward. Kismet bunny hop up top. Did Wuskin spot anything? Well, that could just be the worst timing of all time. But it doesn't matter because he finds the pick anyway. Frosty with 1 makes it a 4v3 in favor of Reciprocity. As further trades come through, all down to Chino, 1v3.
It's looking like 2 really good rounds for Reciprocity. Maybe we have our answer of, yeah, Chino's got beams. We might have our answer of, a team hasn't played a map in a long time. What's going to happen? But obviously only super early on, but 1v3 potentially here for Chino. He does have plenty of time to work with, but Wuskins and Tommy will be working the flank fairly quickly as well. You don't want to shoot him. I think Wuskin sees him. You don't want to shoot him, though, necessarily, just because it doesn't look like he'll be able to get the kill. Now Chino has the information, and tough gunfights for everybody involved. Wuskin's coming up close for the trade, and you make sure Tommy comes out for the double challenge. Executed very well from the side of Rack.
It's a great read from Chino, but to your point, Tommy making sure no mistakes, not giving anything up, lands a couple extra shots, and Wuskin cleans up the kill. Here's a look at Wuskin's start. It was a great round of Search and Destroy for him. On the first, was so patient. Peeks up top, says, "Kiss me, you want to pre-fire me?" Ha! Joke's on you. 6 health. And still survives. Goes on to get an extra kill there. So potential down the line, at least, maybe not this next round, but a couple down the line. Wuskin for streaks.
And this might be the round where I'm wondering if Frosty will actually put the sniper away, just because his teammates kind of got run over towards A. It was a 5 versus 3 essentially on site, so he does put the sniper away so he can be quick to rat back, but that's not where the bomb is going. A couple players from Rec show over towards A, but they're not there. The bomb is working over towards B, and right now it's just General by himself.
However, he's seen both players. Wuskin 250 away from streaks. And
interesting.
Well, Zed.
Okay, how is that even possible? Where did he throw it from?
I don't know, but Wuskin probably just went, something along those signs. I guess your saving grace is Tommy's close to streaks of his own. but not the best start here for Rec.
How? He's in sushi. No one from E6 is like General's in that direction, but I mean, either way, you team kill. Now you're trying to get the bomb down potentially today. It's doable to hold over at this site, even a man down, but it just puts the pressure on E6 to get the trades, and all 4 players stacking from the same side.
And if you're telling me you value streaks here over the round, in my mind, obviously, if you get both, great, but you may just go for some crazy flank and use Zed as bait. E6, are they going to hop the bomb? They are. Diabolic is on it. Halfway. Zed's got to go. Has to check the bomb. Finds the first, but you've got to check the bomb. Diabolic did fall. It's a 2v2. And Tommy is still alive here. This is big. The nade comes out, and that's such unfortunate timing. Is the nade enough to potentially kill the player on bomb? It gets the first, but plenty of time.
No. And again, it's a doable situation to hold the site. I do not know how Shawnee was able to slip through the cracks to kill the guy on bomb, because even if you're worried about the players from Reciprocity flanking all the way around, the bomb's getting defused. You can only get killed from 2 angles, from showers and, of course, from where Shawnee came from. But either way, you team kill at the very start of the round. You probably don't deserve to win that round, and E6 to make sure to make that come true.
I mean, team killed the player closest to streaks, too.
I just don't get how. We had that Zed, honestly, after the match. And I'm not going to ask them if they lose, but if they win, I'll ask.
Luckily enough for Rec, Wiskin is an extremely composed player. He's not one to really let something like that affect his mental game, so they should be fine. But next round underway. Frosty back at it with the sniper rifle. Not going to spot much, and Tommy is playing tree with a sniper. Showing he can kind of get loose and jiggy with it.
I respect it.
Well, Frosty connects with first blood, so Tommy's going to have to rotate that very, very quickly.
Kismet's trying to get the first blood. Frosty just kind of steals it from him, goes all the way. Tommy trying to hit whatever he can. Player mid-map is just going to be busy watching the flank. Reciprocity trying to overwhelm over by the B site. Kismet gets found. But Tommy with the sniper. Frosty, though, hitting shots while all of his teammates are dying around him. But you do have a 3 versus 3, and Reciprocity might know the bomb is down, but they just get out of dodge.
I feel like we're watching a 2012 montage. All these snipes. Somewhere Hector from Up to Gaming would be proud. Chino. And a 3v2. They're going to wrap over towards the A site. Meanwhile, bomb actually going down to B, so Chino wraps it instantly back. So that's going to be quickly the aggression. 2v2. Oh, and escapes with his life. Where is Tommy, though? Sniper on sniper fight. It would come down to this. Tommy reveals his position, has to move. 30 seconds. Time is ticking. And this is where you've seen Red several times have one player stick it, the other player sit right on top of the site. Frosty is being pushed, though. And he knows it. 18 seconds. You've got to be quick here. If you're Reciprocity, Zed finally springs into life. He falls, and that should be the round. Unless a collat, I was thinking. You won't see it. Tommy going to go for the final challenge, and Frosty wins the battle of the snipers.
Oh, that's tough. Just when a guy's hitting shots like that, I think Frosty finds 3 that round. It is not fun to deal with, and honestly, towards the end, there's just so much pressure on Reciprocity to fly forward, and Frosty does the right thing. Instead of challenging Tommy with the sniper, hang back with the Maddox. If you know the guys in Sushi, even if you think you can win the gunfight, just don't. Just sit in the back, wait for your teammate to have the support, because you know the guy can't hop on the bomb. So making the smart plays towards the end of the round, and then tops it all off with the nice little quick scope.
Yeah, nice little shot to close it out and tie things up. 2-2. Back and forth. Back and forth. Early on in this one, Kismet with an aid. I'll try and teach Zed how to use it. Hit marker. Player very weak, and the challenge comes through. Diabolic first blood. Wiskin down. Can they trade it out? Well, Kismet with 1, but Shawnee and Tommy both do connect with kills. So it's 2v3. They have bomb in hand. They are a little bit trapped over towards A.
Of course, Frosty not with the sniper now. Has the Maddox and an ICR. Everything his teammates searching for. Diabolic with the beatdown. Other player gets shot. And that is a very nice comeback round. So the first time on offense, Reciprocity had a 5v3 over towards site. They trade out all their gunfights. They have the man advantage for the 3v2. They win that first round. And obviously, we saw Frosty getting hit markers. Every single time since then, Frosty on defense has put away the sniper and pulled out the Maddox so he can be there in support of his teammates. Not necessary when Diabolic is killing 2 players at the end and everyone's winning gunfights and players are staying alive. But again, you appreciate the concept of Frosty, because I said he's a player I'm cool with him sniping all the time, but that's like for the duration of the game. There are moments where you have to be smart and put it away.
And Frosty as well, close to streaks, 225. Tommy's going to get all the information he needs. Pulls out the War Machine instantly. No flak on one player. Not finding the kill just yet. Surely that'll do. No, it won't.
Kismet, what the hell?
There it is. Well, Kismet does shut down War Machine, but Tommy was able to take General down to the grave with him. Frosty's still alive for streaks, but it's 4v4.
If I'm Tommy, I'm pissed. I just got 3 hit markers on the same guy that doesn't have flak. Kismet just outstanding durability. You have to imagine he takes a gunfight, he's going to win it, and he's going to be one shot at the end of it. Doesn't even need to get first shot to make it happen. And maybe we'll get to see that. Wuskins is just waiting here. He's got a little bit of teammate support as well, but Reciprocity, no information yet, so it's only 2 bodies over towards A, and, well, he spots 2 on the cross.
Patience, as said in showers. That's why he was being patient. Now slides across. Frosty's in trouble. Wuskin wins the fight. 4v2. Dead. Chino, dead.
Well then, it's a nice round for Reciprocity to get. Tommy.
Yeah. He's literally talking. Yeah. There was 4 people. I shot them all. I shot them all. No one died. No flak. No flak.
That's what I'm saying. He's gonna be pissed. Like, I would be absurd too. But as durable as Kismet is, all of his teammates die around him, and you have a 2v4. And again, you kind of saw the makings of it. Of there's an opportunity for E6 if they play quick enough to retake the site. But Wuskin, he's just got a good angle just to slow them down for his teammates to come and support. Which, well, Zed was the first one there, and Reciprocity, again, the gridlock call may have been the correct one, but honestly, it probably just ended up going to around 11. Tommy versus Frosty.
We already have one round 11. Take another. Grab slam. Double kill. Kismet, Diabolic both fall. Chino, though, looking to level things up. Doesn't matter when Zed's already in your face, and may actually just close it out here. The double challenge, Shawnee. I love it. Always there for his team. Never leaves his teammates high and dry, even with the ICR. Unfavorable fights, close range. He's always there to assist.
And there's a couple things there. It's the information game, right? E6 has done a fairly similar setup on defense. Couple players back behind Sours. They stack up. This time, obviously, the grab slam is there. And I think it was Tommy screaming, slam it, slam it. He's just nonstop and said, trusting teammate, he might not see him, but expecting them to be there. Connects with 2 because his teammates had the information. So good plays, once again, obviously, from Reciprocity.
Take the advantage back here in the game 5. 4-3. Zed now. 100 away from streaks. Kill will do. And the E6. So sneaky. Trying to bait out Rex rotation. And if you're Frosty, I feel like you got to make noise here to bait that rotation out more.
Fun fact, you can actually shoot straight through that truck.
Really?
No, but I just want to see if you bite. Either way, a lot of players for E6 getting tagged up by nades. Kismet obviously never going to die to a grenade in this game of any sort.
Oh, no.
He's going to trade out kills, make it a 3v3. Shawnee is just going to get ego chowed by General, but Shawnee comes out on top. Amazing timing for Frosty to even out the odds. You got a 2v2. Bomb headed towards B. Frosty is cleared out to a certain extent the back end of things, and I'm assuming Kismet might just want to get the bomb down and, well, go back up to 18. You got the sniper over top. You got a grab slam where you can play up top broken. You have a lot of options here if you're E6.
Bomb down. What's the game plan? Push back over towards 18. A grenade and a grab slam for Kismet. Meanwhile, Frosty can overlook that bomb with relative ease. Got to make sure he doesn't get shot in the back, though. Because here comes Tommy. He's tagged up. He's causing a distraction. Meanwhile, his teammate is pushing over towards Sushi. So it depends how long this fight lasts. Tommy does a miraculous job of staying alive. Shawnee, 1v1 versus Kismet. Kismet has to stay alive. And I think Shawnee recognizes he has to be at least a little closer to the bomb if he wants to go for the round. That concedes it, though, as he pushes forward. And if you're Kismet, you don't even have to waste your nade. You check bomb. You know he's not on it. GG. Round is over.
That is a bold call from Kismet as well, because Shawnee did have time, if you wanted to not even hop straight on it. He had a couple seconds to make that decision, but I guess that's the player information. Shawnee, ICR, maybe a little bit slower. You don't expect him to stick the bomb like that, because obviously Kismet has the advantage in that situation, but once again, a nice little bounce back round where the nade might land at Kismet's feet, but it's never going to be good enough to kill him.
It seems a walking juggernaut. E6, reply, back and forth. Game 5 Search and Destroy. 4-4. What do we have to work with? Kismet still with a grab slam. Chino close to War Machine. That's really about it. It's Frosty and Tommy trying to have a snipe off mid-map. On the flip side, Wuskin has his Tech 5 boost, and Dylan is very close to his Tempest, as once again, Frosty tagged up, forced to back away. First blood for Reciprocity. Dylan may find more as he backs away. Frosty's read it. Teammates there as well.
And this is a tough spot for Frosty to be in. All this pressure up towards the bomb site. They get the bomb down, and they can back up, but they got a couple players in broken, which if you're Frosty with a sniper, it's going to be very difficult to find a pick. Still, though, 5v4 for Reciprocity.
This is such a big round. I mean, do you invest the Tempest? That's the question. Will 2 picks come through? One traded, Wuskin down, 2v3. Tempest is out. And if he gets one, he may actually get more. There's Frosty. He's been tagged up. General on the bomb. Didn't connect with him. General is on. You have to push forward. Connects with General. Kills General. Now it's the 1v1. The Tempest hasn't let him down yet. The time is up. It doesn't even matter. It's a scrappy fight, but Rec win the round. Wasn't pretty, Chance. To get the job done.
Oh, man. The Tempest can be hit or miss, but today for Dylan, it has been a hit. Takes down the sniper. He's got his teammates just to get the kill that he needs to at the end, and the 1v2 played expertly by Dylan, who has, honestly, at this point, had quite a few 1v2 clutches under his belt. Yes. Granted, that one he's in a fairly decent position. Not a great one, but a decent one. But Dylan, this is what he's here for on the team, making these clutch plays.
Backs against the wall for E6. In the game 5, you still have Kismet and the grab slam. You're so close to everything. Frosty has his vision. You're close to a Tempest. You're close to Tech 5. You're close to War Machine. On the flip side, all you have is Wuskin's Tech 5 boost. That is it. You're more than likely not going to see anything else, including the vision. As the round starts to develop again, a slow A push from E6. You're relying heavily here on Kismet to maybe make a play with the grab slam. Shots go down. Is he going to push straight through? Well, doesn't get shot at just yet. But there's a player right in front of him. He went for the grab. The second time this series he's gone for it and failed. Meanwhile, Zet's picked up 2. Finally, he falls. 3v2 advantage Reciprocity.
And I just don't get it. Like, use the vision.
What
are you waiting for?
Now.
Like, 2v3, pop it. Thank you. You got a 2v3. Make it happen. Players a little bit spread. You got the War Machine as well. I think I hear a trophy system that's just going to stuff that, but at least you get the bomb down for free. There's still a trophy. At least on that end. You know a player's coming on the flank, so you got 2 players from this side for Chino. The other guy's out top, and honestly, just pick a direction and hope for the best. A player mid-map, another gunfight for Frosty to get. The player on the cross, you're trying to stay alive. Then they might be able to connect, but the final player comes on the flank. It is Shawnee. Tommy with the kill, and Reciprocity with the win.
Another botched grab slam for Kismet and E6. And it costs them dearly again. Reciprocity clutch up in the game 5 Search and Destroy. They will take the W. There was some pretty moments for sure, and there was some ugly moments throughout that entire series, but a good one nevertheless.
And that's 2 games we've had today in Search for the final round. I just don't understand anything that happened. It's denial, just like challenge gunfights when they were being vision pulsed, and then here E6, it's like, you want to use the vision, that way you can save everything else at the end, but they don't. So they lose, and no round 11 for us, Ben, but obviously another game 5.
Yeah, very weird closing rounds, but it doesn't matter. If you're up to gaming and you're Reciprocity, you're very happy with the first 2 Series 2 Game 5 wins. We'll be back after this with the post-game analysis.
Another Game 5, and this time Reciprocity coming out on top, coming out from a loss yesterday to a win today, 3-2 over Enigma6. Now, Nameless, why do they always end up in these Game 5s?
Well, I mean, I think they've gotten a lot better as a team, so they're able to take it to that Game 5, right? Like, on their last iteration of this roster, like, they had a 4-18 respawn record, which is just terrible. Like, that's pretty much why they would win a search sometimes, and they would end up losing the series and just get dominated. Well, now at least they're able to take it to that Game 5. It increases to 11-14 record, which isn't the best, but it's a whole hell of a lot better than, 4-18.
That is very true.
We're seeing them being able to take, respawns here and there and get it to that Game 5. And, Search and Destroy has been a game mode that they've been good at for a very long time. So, they're able to close out these Game 5s at times and push themselves far in tournaments. It's that clutch factor.
I mean, for me, it's on the side of E6, they've clearly shown to me that they can be a team that's at the top. But right now, I feel like they have a cap. Like that, to me, they're like a top 6, top 8 team at best because their hardpoints are just so iffy. They're struggling so hard with the addition of Chino and hardpoint, and it's just tough to see because they've improved so much in those other game modes. But if you can't win hardpoint at this level, it's just gonna be so hard to win matches consistently.
I mean, even for Reciprocity, like for them, it's going to be tough to try to get a championship just because their control's so bad, and that's gonna. And it's not like they're incredible at hardpoint either, so it's going to hold them back a little bit. They're really just, like relying on trying to steal some of those maps early and closing out in that Game 5 because they're guaranteed to lose that control right now. Like, what are they, 1-7?
Right.
Yeah.
It's just unacceptable. They're not good enough at hardpoint to make up for that too. So
exactly.
It's gonna be so hard for them to get an actual win at a tournament.
And right here, I thought Rec might have a chance. They went in for that very last pinch, and Dylan gets the entry, which is what they needed. They had the grab slam to work with, but he doesn't connect on anybody. I believe there was a cluster grenade that came in to block that doorway, and what almost was that last final push, it was looking good. They weren't able to, get it in what was a back and forth.
Because the team set up the grab slam, obviously his teammates didn't want to stay close to him because they don't want to get grab slammed. So the trades were way off. His teammates were too far behind in lobby, and E6 was able to take advantage and keep them held back from that one doorway.
Just overall, even on the side of Enigma6, they are 3-11 in hardpoint ever since the addition of Chino, and it definitely shows. Like, even when I was watching that first match when it was on Gridlock, it came down to second hill. The game was basically tied. Zed picked up a couple set of kills, and they were able to hold that entire second hill. Then proceeded to rotate it to the third hill, won that rotation, picked up a couple sets of streaks. Then it was going to the back broken hill, and they just used some streaks to break it out, and that's what blew the entire game open. I just feel like Enigma6 are just not on the same pace, or like, because we remember General started off like 6-7-0, then he ended the game like 21-21, so like he slowed down drastically. I just feel like the pacing in their hard points is just not on point for them, and it's definitely showing in this series.
And that 4-4 round right there, I mean, it's harder in the moment, so I don't really blame him for this, but if Frosty's decided just to crouch behind the car instead of peeking his head, they would have run the round because Dylan would have been forced to move from the truck.
Yeah. But
instead, he got a free pick on Frosty, who decided to peek his head, and then General obviously has no chance because he's defusing the bomb. That's just like split-second decision-making, but if he was able to make that decision, he would have won the round first.
Yeah, and to what Jay said about that pacing thing, it could just be, having Chino's, kind of a slower player as well as General, known to kind of bait his teammates. Maybe that new system kind of hurting them a little bit in the hard points, but nevertheless, I mean, this E6 team has improved. They're going to Game 5s against really good teams, but it's something that they definitely need to iron out soon. Like, that Game 4 wasn't close at all.
Oh, but here's the good thing.
And also, like, Kismet isn't playing too good either, which could be throwing off some of the other players on the team. They definitely need to try to figure out the team.
When you're struggling in hardpoint, though, it's the best mode to struggle in my opinion, because it's the mode that everyone scrims the most. You can go back there and you can scrim hardpoint all day long and figure out how to fix your errors. So it's better than struggling at Search and Destroy and obviously Control, because most of the teams we've seen struggle in Control have stayed struggling in that mode. Yeah. So hardpoint, you go back, scrim it all day long, and just fix your map pool. It seems to me that they don't really have a strong map to go to in hardpoint, and that's really bad.
And that's the thing about Control too. If you're bad at, like, say you have an auto veto in Control, and then like one you're just not that good at, if a team happens to be dominant at that map, you're pretty much screwed. So that's why we see teams who are sometimes bad at Control remain, have that bad record and remains and stays there, just because the map pool. There's only like a few maps you can play, so it's kind of something you got to figure out ASAP.
Not infinite options, that is for sure. Let's pull up our schedule, moving things right along.